הייתי בדרך לבית כנסת כשעלית על מדים, ובפינת הרחוב נפרדת ממני ומהילדים. הסברתי שאבא עכשיו צריך לשמור, ולא רציתי שידעו ממה. ובדרך אנשים שאלו מה אתם עושים בחוץ, פרצה מלחמה. אז עכשיו אני אוספת את כל הכוחות של חסד ושל אמונה, שעוד יבוא ימים של טוב, שעוד תשוב אלינו הרינה, ומחבקת חזק את הילדים, רק להגן מהסופות שבחוץ, ובתוך הטירוף מול שמיים שחורים מלקטת כוכבים. וואו, וואו, וואו. בלילות הראשונים לא ישנתי, דרוך על המשמר, חתמתי על ציוד בעולם מקביל, נפרדתי מכל מה שמוכר. יש כאן אחוות לוחמים וימים מתישים, שעוד יבוא ימים של טוב, שעוד תשוב אלינו הרינה. אז תחבקי חזק את הילדים, רק להגן מהסופות שבחוץ, ובתוך הטירוף מול שמיים שחורים מלקטת. ולמרות הגעגוע אליך, ולמרות שקשה כאן לבד, לפעמים כדי לנצח ביחד צריך לעמוד בנפרד, כל אחד בחזית שלו עד הניצחון. רק להגן מהסופות שבחוץ, ובתוך הטירוף
That was so beautiful. How are you? How are you?
Okay. It's a hard day. It's challenging times.
Yeah, we were really expecting Yoni to be with you. Yoni of Yonina. Where is he?
Yoni was drafted about 10 days ago, again by surprise. I wrote this song a year ago when he was drafted for the first time on the morning of October 7th, and it's still relevant, I guess. It's very much the story of our people right now here in Israel.
Very much so. And the song that you just sung, it's so powerful. You describe the experience of 1 year ago so well. I mean, the song says, I was on my way to Beit Knesset when you put on your uniform, and at the corner of the street you said goodbye to me. And to the children, I explained that Daddy now needs to go protect. A war has broken out. And that really was the experience of so many people 1 year ago.
Definitely.
Yeah. The line that means the most to me is the one that says, לפעמים כדי לנצח יחד צריך לעמוד בנפרד. כל אחד בחזית שלו, עד הניצחון. Right? Sometimes in order to succeed together, we need to stand separately, each on his or her own, each on his or her own doing what they can do until we win. And I feel like it's so easy to feel helpless. Like, what can I do? But you answered that question by writing the songs that inspired. I think I shared this with you that my son was in Gaza for most of the past year, and you wrote this beautiful version of that lullaby, Numi, and even though it was meant for kids, it really gave me a lot of strength. So yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. It really means a lot.
Thank you for having us, me, and thank you.
Okay, and we'll be seeing more of you. We'll be hearing your beautiful singing a little bit later, as well. And so, what can kids do? I mean, kids are just kids. And many of you are thousands of kilometers away in Argentina or the United States or Panama or Canada or South Africa or Australia. What can kids do? Well, one thing that each and every one of you is doing, kids all around the world, is being here on this Global Mifgash with hundreds and actually thousands of kids. When we all come together, you bring an incredible energy to the world to say, hey, Israel, you are not alone. We are part of Klal Yisrael. We are one. Am Yisrael Chai. So now, we're going to try something a little bit crazy. In a moment, I'm going to ask kids from different parts of the world to open their microphones. Not yet, okay? Only when I tell you. And then wait quietly, because I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 1, 2, 3, you are, with your microphones open, are going to say, Am Yisrael Chai. Okay? Now, teachers, you have to be on top of this. When I say we're going to unmute, you unmute, and then we're going to mute again afterwards. Here we go. We're going to start off with the kids who are in Canada. We actually have 9 schools joining us from Canada. So, the kids in Canada, teachers, unmute your microphones. You can unspotlight me for a moment. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. Wow. We heard kids from all across Canada. Now, the United States, we have over 30 schools, over 35 schools. So we're going to divide it into 3. The East Coast United States, then the West Coast, and then everywhere else in the United States. Be ready to unmute, because we're going to do this pretty quickly. We're going to start with the East Coast. So teachers on the East Coast, get ready to unmute. And when I count to 3, it's going to be Am Yisrael Chai. Ready? You can unmute. And 1, 2, 3. Amazing. We're going to go over to the West Coast now, West Coast of the United States. All the teachers on the West Coast are invited. Open up your microphones. We want to hear your energy all the way here in Israel. Ready? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Am Yisrael Chai from the West Coast of the United States. Now everyone else in the United States, not the East Coast, the West Coast, everyone else, open up your microphones. We have kids in Chicago. We have kids in Detroit. We have kids really all of Memphis. We have kids all over the United States joining us here. Everyone else in the United States, open up your microphones. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Am Yisrael Chai. That's awesome. Amazing. We're moving now Yeah, we're moving now to Latin America. Latin America, we have 9 schools just in Argentina. If your school is in Argentina, you are going to say Am Yisrael Chai. Are you ready? Unmute your microphones. Here we go. Uno, dos, tres. Am Yisrael Chai. Amazing. We're going to move now to the rest of Latin America. We have kids here from Brazil, from Chile, from Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Mexico, Panama, Peru, Uruguay, and any other school that I might have missed in Latin America. You're invited right now. Open your microphones. Here we go. Uno, dos, tres. Yeah, Am Yisrael Chai. Now we're going to switch overseas now. These are kids who are coming in from home, kids who are not at school right now. We're going to ask all the kids, other than the kids in Israel, those are kids from the UK, from South Africa, from France, from Italy, even Uganda, we have a school that's coming in. And we're going to ask you to open your microphones wherever you are in these countries. And I'm going to count to 3. And together, we're going to say, Am Yisrael Chai. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Am Yisrael Chai. Last but not least, we have kids who are joining us. Last but not least, we have kids who are joining us right here in Medinat Yisrael. We'll ask you, מכל מי שבמדינת ישראל, שמצטרפים, תודה רבה שבאתם. גם כן לפתוח למיקרופונים שלכם עכשיו. אנחנו סופרים 1, 2, 3, ואנחנו אומרים, עם ישראל חי. מוכנים? 1, 2, 3. עם ישראל חי. כל הכבוד לכולם. כל הכבוד לכולם. Okay. Of course, we're all brought together today to remember the horrible tragedy of 1 year ago today, of October 7th. Today, 1 year later, we remember all of those who perished. At this moment, I'd like to ask everyone who brought a Yizkor candle to now light their Yizkor candle. I'm going to do that here as well. Of course, the Ner Neshama that we use traditionally to remember those who have fallen. And we light this candle in memory of those who perished on October 7th and all of those who have perished since as a result of the war that we're in. It's my honor to call on Chazan Yehuda Rotner, who in a moment is going to sing for us, chant for us the Yizkor prayer El Malrachamim. But before we do so, I just want to say a word about him. You know, 1 year ago on October 7th, a war broke out on Simchat Torah. But I don't know if everyone here knows that this was not the only war that was begun on a Jewish holiday. In 1973 was the beginning of the Yom Kippur War. On that day, Chazan Rotner was here in Israel leading tefillah, when suddenly in the middle of tefillat Musaf, an officer arrived and said there was a war. Now you have to imagine this. There were no cell phones in those days, so people didn't know a war had started. They didn't know that they had been called on to fight. Chazan Rotner's commander arrived, and he left immediately, and he fought for the safety of Israel throughout the Yom Kippur War. So it's a great honor for me to invite at this time Chazan Rotner to lead us in the singing of El Malrachamim. I would like to ask everyone to please stand wherever you are. This is a prayer that you can listen to, stand quietly, you can even close your eyes, and at the end, we will accept this prayer for all of us by saying, Amen. Everyone, please stand.
רחמים שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה על כנפי השכים במעלש קדושים וטהורים וגיבורים כזויר הרקיע מאירים ומזהירים לנשמות הקדושים אזרחי ישראל שנהרגו בדרככם חמאס בניהם ומעשים שום קידוש השם בהתקפה אכזרית על יישובי מדינת ישראל ולנשמות שוטרי משטרת ישראל אנשי כוחות המשחק שמסרו נפשם על קדושת השם גיבורים מקרבות על הגנת ההר והאורץ בעבור שאנו מתפללים לעילוי נשמותיהם בגלות לכן ברחמים יסתירם בסתר כפיו לעולמים ויצר ביצרו לחיים את נשמותיהם אדוני נחלתם וינוחו בשלום משכנותם ויעמדו גורלם לקיץ הימים ונאמר
Amen. Hazan Rotner, thank you. It's a beautiful, beautiful rendition of the El Maleh Rachamim. Now, as I mentioned earlier, to all of you around the world, your being here today gives strength to us in Israel and people from around the world. So 3 important people have asked to say hello. First, from Legacy Heritage Fund, a supporter of this program, I'd like to call upon Rabbi Stuart Saposh, who will say a few words.
Bruchim Habaim. Welcome, everyone, students in Jewish high schools from around the world. I greet you on behalf of Legacy Heritage Fund, an organization in New York City that supports Jewish causes throughout the world, and particularly the learning and the Jewish living that goes on in Jewish day schools. So it's really my honor to greet you today in support of the Global Mifgash that we are gathered. It's a day that involves sadness. It's a day of solidarity, of Jewish togetherness. It's a day of Jewish peoplehood. It's a day of Jewish unity, a day of memory, a day of tribute. I mean, maybe most importantly, despite some of those very powerful, troubling feelings, I believe it's a day of tikva. It's a day of hope, because it is our hope that you, the youth, as it were, of the Jewish people, will live in a world that will be touched by God's greatest and most profound bracha, the bracha of shalom, that you will help build that type of world based upon your Jewish learning, Jewish values, Jewish ethics. Let us be inspired by what we remember today and what we pay tribute today to ensure that world comes to be. Bimhira b'yameinu. Am Yisrael Chai.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Seiposh, for those inspirational words. I'd like to turn now to Hannah Dorsman, the CEO of United. This is a program of United, to share a couple of words.
Shalom, boys and girls from across the world. My name is Hannah Dorsman. I lead the organization United, responsible for hosting this October 7th Global Mifgash event. We are thrilled that your school, teachers, and you have come together with us to mark this special day. It is both a sad day, marking the tragedy of that day a year ago, but it is also a day for us to recognize the many heroes, soldiers, volunteers, and anyone else who did amazing things to help our people here in Israel and around the world. Mi Ti'amcha Israel. The Jewish people are just amazing. You are just amazing. We all pray for the safety of the brave soldiers, refuah shlema to anyone in need, and the immediate return of all our hostages. We want to thank Eric Golombek, our Master of Ceremonies and Program Organizer, this Sea Wolves robotics team made up of a group of 6 grade volunteers in front of and behind the scenes. I also want to give a shout out to the United team, Ovid Avrech, Scott Berman, and Ariel Ashkenazi, who worked so hard to help make this Global Mifgash a meaningful event. I want to thank the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism for their support and partnership. Thank you for coming to
Any people on? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And we got cut off a little bit there at the end there, but thank you so much for your words, and for all that United does for the Jewish people around the world. And finally, of our speakers, believe it or not, the Minister for Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism, Minister Amichai Shikli, wished to be here today, but given that's what's going on, he couldn't. However, he did record a short message for you. The message is in Hebrew, But if you don't understand, no worries. It is very short. Just listen for the words that you said earlier. Am Yisrael Chai. And when you hear those words, Am Yisrael Chai, you can raise up your hands. Am Yisrael Chai. So we turn to the words of Minister Shikli.
יש לי אמונה בכוח של עם ישראל, יש לי אמונה גדולה בכוח של צבא הגנה לישראל וכל זרועות הביטחון, ויש לי אמונה גדולה בקהילות מעבר לים, להתחזק מתוך המשבר הזה, להעמיק שורש, לחזק את התודעה היהודית והציונית בקרב הדורות הצעירים, ולהצעיד קדימה את עם ישראל כולו, בארץ ובחו"ל, אל עתיד טוב יותר, בטוח יותר. עם ישראל חי.
Am Yisrael Chai. So thank you to all of our speakers. Now, children all around the world getting ready for this event today learned a new and very special melody to the words Gam Ki Elech. You recorded the melody with your teachers and you sent it to us. In a moment, we will, for the first time, release this to the world, this beautiful final product that you were part of creating. But I want to take just a moment to tell you the story behind this incredible tune. The incredible tune was created by Sergeant Major Yossi Hershkovitz, Zichrono Livracha, shortly before he was killed in Gaza. Now, I knew him personally because he was the principal of my son's school here in Jerusalem, Pelech Banim. And I could tell you he was a person who lived every moment asking, how can I do good in the world? What does God want of me? The words of the song, Gam ki elech begeit al mavet lo irara ki ata imadi, mean, even if I walk in the dark, deepest darkness, even at my darkest moments, I'm not going to be afraid because you, God, are with me. And whether you're a believer in God or not, we can be inspired by Yossi, who deeply believed in caring about each and every person. Do good things. Be kind to everyone. Watch that you do not hurt people by saying things that are not nice. Be a good person. Invite everyone now to hear this incredible production.
כי אלך בגיא צמאות לא ירא כי אתה עמדי גם כי אלך בגיא צמאות לא ירא כי אתה עמדי
Wow, that was really an incredible song, and how powerful it was to work. Think about it, the fact that there were kids really from all over the world who contributed to this one project. And I know also, because teachers told me, that a bunch of kids, a bunch of schools, a bunch of classes from different places also learned this song. And kol hakavod to everyone. Let's bring this power of music and of these words into our lives. Now, the war that started a year ago continues to this day. And the heroes of this war are the soldiers who fought and continue to fight. So we're going to try and do something. We're going to turn to two soldiers, Yoni and Odelia, who will answer some questions. Now, a bunch of you from around the world, let's say a lot of you from around the world, sent in questions. We got hundreds and hundreds of questions. Hundreds and hundreds of questions that were submitted for our soldiers. And of course, we couldn't choose all of them. So we chose just three. Now, Yoni and Adelia continue to be soldiers, so they couldn't be here live today. But they recorded their answers earlier. So we're going to ask the students, we'll call them out, who asked these questions to ask their questions live. But then we're going to hear their recorded answers. But let's hear them first to introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Yoni. I'm from Gdud 50 in the Nachal. I was a ground troop in Gaza for the past 11 months.
And I'm Adelia. I also live in Jerusalem. And I was in the Education Corps. I guided soldiers in Otef Aza about difficult things that happened there on October 7th.
I'm Ari, and my question is, how does it feel to fight in a war?
That's a good question. It's a difficult experience. The conditions aren't good. There's not good food, you don't sleep well. But on the other hand, it's very important work, and that gives me drive to continue fighting.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to turn to Valentino from Chaim Nachman Bialek in Santa Fe for your question. All right, Valentino, I have your question here. So I'm going to ask the question for you, but it's really, really nice to see you. So Valentino asked a great question. He said, what do you hope will happen after the war? So let's see what the answer was.
I think like everybody, I really hope that there will be peace here. We want to just live our lives, and there's lots of things that I love doing, and family and friends, and we want to do it safely, knowing that people are protecting us, and we also want that for all of the countries around us and for everybody in this neighborhood that we call the Middle East.
I'm going to turn to Ray from Hillel Day School, I think in Detroit. And Ray, Ray Goldhar, what was the question that you had for us?
Hi, I'm Ray, and my question was, do you ever overheat in your uniform?
Yes, we definitely overheat. We were with a lot of gear protection on us, and in the summer especially, it gets really hot, and that's just part of the deal. And try and drink cold drinks, and one time they even brought in ice cream for us.
All right. So those were some really, really great questions. Let's hear a final word now from our soldiers.
It's really awesome to know that there are thousands of kids all over the world gathering in this Global Mifgash.
We really appreciate your curiosity, and we can definitely feel it here in Israel, and we hope that when there's more peaceful times, you can come visit us.
Goodbye.
All right. Amazing. And thank you to Yoni and Odelia. So just like we're gathering right here now, we're going to shift now to the streets of Jerusalem, because all across Jerusalem and all across this country and around the world, there are people marking this very important date. So we're going to take you now live we're going to see if this works, live to the Tachana Rishona here in Jerusalem, where there's a memorial event about to begin there. And we were invited to install the artwork that many, many of you created, those hands that you created, each beautifully decorated, each with a message of tikva, of hope, that gives chizuk, of strength to the people here. And really everyone who's been walking by has been inspired. So now we're going to try to go live. Hopefully this will work. We're going to go live to my friend, Harav Eitan Kaden, with some local students from the Eitan School in Jerusalem.
Hi, welcome to everybody. Welcome to Jerusalem. My name is Eitan Kaden. I'm a teacher here in Jerusalem. Actually, I teach in the school of the principal Yofi Hershkovitz of the beautiful song you all just sang. It was really beautiful. Thank you. We're here in Tachana Rishona in Jerusalem, and behind us there's actually a group of people having a special concert of Israeli songs to mark the date of October 7th. I'm also here with 4 wonderful students from Jerusalem, and they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves. Tell us, what's your name and where do you live?
My name is Barry, and I live in Arnona. My name is Boaz Gabe, and I also live in Arnona. My name is Kamani Tameatri, and I live in Talpiot Mizrach.
My name is Val, and I live in Almona Nativ.
Hey, can you please tell us a little bit? We want to hear what it's like to live in Jerusalem back last year and now. Boaz, where were you on the 7th? What happened that day for you?
I was basically asleep in my bed. I had a beautiful night of dancing, and I really thought everything would work out. But the next morning I would be so happy, but I guess it wasn't what we
What
had
woke
in
you
store.
that morning?
A siren came in, you hear booms and bangs, and just you can't believe it.
What were some of your feelings that day?
I think the strongest feeling was the feeling of not knowing what would happen. You don't know if somebody was taken hostage or if somebody died. It was just awful. It just tortures you, not knowing anything that's going to happen.
Thank you, Boaz. Amma, where were you on October 7th?
The Houston, Texas, on my dad's book.
And how did you hear about it if you were in Texas?
I heard about it from my mom. In the beginning, when she told me, I couldn't believe it. Like, I said to myself, no way. she told me it was there, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, two of my mom's brothers were like in the army, and my cousin was also in the army, and I didn't know what to do. Like, they're in the war, and I'm like here doing nothing.
And Boaz, can you tell us what was it like during the rest of the year? What were some of your thoughts during the year?
Over year, it was very hard hearing every day a tiny bit of news about something that's happening, but I think at the end, you just have a tiny bit of hope that something will happen, but it's already been a year, and I'm starting to lose a bit of it, maybe, but I still believe that something might happen.
That's very powerful. Come on, you were in Texas last year, and now you're back in Jerusalem. How did it feel to come back to Jerusalem?
I feel like I'm in it. I felt scared, but I was like feeling good too. Like I'm in, and I like have something in it, and I'm not out in Texas. Not saying doing nothing, but don't know what's going to happen next. And now when I'm here, I know what's going to happen. Like it doesn't feel good, but it feels
Part of it. Oh, okay. We're standing in front of this beautiful collection of hands that were sent to students from around the world to show support for us in Israel and for the Jews around the world. And I'm going to ask now Be'eri to share and Inbar to share with us some of the hands. Be'eri, which hand would you like to show us?
I just because I love the words "I'm with you."
The words, say it once more.
I am with you.
Thank you. That's a beautiful choice. Okay, and did you have one more? Okay.
Because every time we need to be strong. And
It's telling us to be strong. That's a beautiful wish. Thank you. And please, Imbat, can you tell us which two did you choose?
I choose this one because I think that it says you're not alone, and I think these are very powerful words, like that we're not alone. Even though we're all in different countries, we're together. We're stronger together.
Is there another one that you chose as well?
Yes, I chose that one. Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and it's the most famous prayer in Torah, and we all know it. And I think it's very strong. It's very powerful.
Thank you very much. We really want to thank you. Just say shalom again to all of the students around the world. Everyone can wave shalom.
Hi.
And thank you for being with us today from Jerusalem all the way around the world. We're hoping that we'll be able to see you here and that we'll stand together on many happy occasions as well.
Thank you so much. And we're going to turn now to Yonina. She's going to bring us another song from here in Israel.
אין לי ארץ אחרת גם אם אדמתי בוערת רק מילה בעברית חודרת אל אורכי אל נשמתי בגוף כואב בלב רעב כאן הוא ביתי לא אשתוק כי ארצי שינתה את פניה לא אוותר להזכיר לה והשיר כאן באוזניה עד שתפקח את עיניה למדת רק מילה בעברית חודרת אל אורכי, אל נשמתי בגוף כואב, בלב רעב. This is our home. I won't be silent, our land has changed, drenched in tears. I won't give up, I'll remind her, and I'll sing into her ears till she awakes from her sleep. שתחדש פניה עד שתפקח את עיניה.
Wow, Nina, that was so beautiful, let's really pray for let's pray for peace in this upcoming year. I hope that, you were with us 1 year ago. You were with us 1 year ago, and I would like you to come back 1 year from now, but it will be in a time of peace. That's my prayers. Now, to get us there, we're going to close our program with a couple of things. We're going to close it with a Mishaberach, the prayer for our soldiers. Our tradition tells us there's nothing more powerful than the prayer of children. So here's how it's going to work. I am going to say a line of the prayer in Hebrew and in English. You're going to say it along with me. And if we look around at all of the kids, we're going to close the spotlight. It's going to be instead going to be the words of the Mishaberach. But if you're able to look at the other kids, you'll notice hundreds and thousands of kids around the world are all going to say this Mishaberach at the same time. And that power can really make a difference. So at this time, we're going to open the words of the Mishaberach. If you can, I'll ask you guys to stand up, and we're going to try and really feel the words of this Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah. May he who blessed our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and our mothers, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, hu yivarech et chayalei tzva hagana l'Yisrael, ha'omdim al mishmar artzenu ve'arei Eloheinu. May he bless the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces, who stand guard throughout our land and the holy cities of our God. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishmor v'yatzil et chayaleinu mikol tzara v'tuka mikol nega u'machala. May the Holy One, blessed be He, guard and rescue our soldiers from all trouble and hardship, from all injury and illness. May He send vayishlach bracha v'atzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yedehem v'nomar amen. May He send blessings and success in all the work of their hands. And let us say, Amen. And now, one moment, we've come to the end. We've come to the end, really, of our program. But I would like, in a moment, we're going to sing Hatikva. But first, I'd like to take a moment to thank a bunch of people who made today possible. First of all, I'd like to thank the staff at United who made this event possible. The special thank you to Scott, Ovid, Ariel, and Inat. A thank you to Rabbi Seiposh and Legacy Heritage Fund. A thank you to our volunteer team of teachers, Amir, Leah, Liat, Yehuda, Sami, and Yosef. Thank you to Chazan Rotner. Thank you so much to Yonina well, Nina, who was with us. Thank you to Yoni and Odelia, our soldiers, to our Rav Eitan Kadin and Ophir Eliyahu for the live segment at the Tachana. Big thank you to Esri and the Seawolves robotics team, who have been our techies at this event. In a moment, I'm going to invite them to join me here for the singing of Hatikva. And of course, I'd like to thank all of the teachers, all of the educators who thought it was important that we come together as a Jewish people, Klal Yisrael, and of course, all of you, the kids from all over, the students from all over the world, to remember Am Yisrael Chai. I want to invite everyone now to stand for the singing of Hatikva. At this time, I want to say thank you to everybody. We're actually going to open the squares so that people can just look back and forth if you want to at each other, say hello and wave. But this is the end of the program. And let us pray for a year of peace, and that peace should come to Israel very, very soon. Thank you guys all for coming. Am Yisrael Chai. Okay, Tommy, when? Oh, there we go. Hey, I want to just say hi to the Hadassah School in Uganda. Waving to you guys. Wave. It's so much fun. It's so awesome to see you in Uganda. I was there, just so everyone who's still on this, I was at this school a few years ago. A beautiful, beautiful school with wonderful kids that are connected, part of the Abba Yudaya people, the Abba Yudaya people of Uganda. And we hope to see you here one day in Israel. We appreciate so much your support for us. Yeah. Let's hear you. Can you unmute? Are they muted? No. They're not muted. All right. We don't have such great connection to hear you, but we definitely see you and we appreciate it so much. So we wish you All the best from us here in Israel.
Bye. Bye.